Hello friends, welcome to today's lab session. So today we'll move ahead and start with your next experiment, which is experiment number 3. So in this experiment we'll be studying your ALU. So you can see here we'll be studying your ALU, that is nothing but your arithmetic logic unit. Now, what actually has been prescribed in the syllabus, we'll just have a look. So you can see here in the screen now, we are verifying a 32-bit ALU, which is shown in the bill of fare. We'll just move to the next slide for the figure. And we will verify its functionality by taking some test patterns. Okay. Now, the first thing is we should write a test bench. So we already know how to write a test bench. We'll write a test bench for it. Next thing is the enable signal will be there, which will be based on which your outputs will be enabled. And if it is disabled, it should go to the try state, that is unknown state. So even that could be done. We'll take an enable signal. Finally, an acknowledgement signal also should be put up, which will be set high if an operation is completed. So friends, we are required to do three important things here in this experiment. The A part is simple. You already know the A part, that is we should write a test bench. The B part, so the B part here is to our ALU, we should put an enable signal. If that enable signal is high, then it should perform the functions. And if it is not high, then it should go to some try state. The try state could be either your unknown or it could be high impedance, any one of them. Okay. Finally, the third one is if any signal or if any operation is performed, if any operation is completed, then an acknowledgement signal also should be set up. So these are the different things which we will be doing in this experiment. Okay. So this is how your ALU would look now. So the desired thing is we should do a 32-bit ALU. That's why we are in the figure they have given you 31 down to 0. Okay. Next, you have an opcode. Opcode is nothing but like select lines, very similar to your select lines of the multiplexers. Okay, so based on a particular opcode, we'll be selecting a particular operation. Like say for example, you have the opcode 011. Say you have 011, then you'll be decrementing the accumulator by 1. That is, if the opcode is 3, you will be decrementing the accumulator by 1, and so on. And so on. So like that, they have prescribed us to do 7 opcodes. That is 2 raised to 3, which is 7. 0 to 7, which is 8. Okay, so that means we will be performing 8 different operations in your ALU. So this is regarding your requirements of this project. Okay, now let us try to see in the form of block diagram how your ALU block would be. You can just have a look. Okay, so we have 2 operands here, A and B. So A and B are my 2 operands. Each is of 32 bits. Each is of 32 bits, and you have an opcode. You have an opcode. Based on this opcode, you will be selecting what operation has to be performed. Okay. Then next very important thing is status. So status is nothing but they have told us to put a bit which would show us whether the operation is completed. Okay. So if the operation is completed, let us assume that status is high. If the operation is not completed, then let us assume that the status is low. This is what they have told us. Okay. So this is regarding your block diagram. Next comes is So this was regarding your block diagram. Fine. So this is how is your block diagram, right? So I hope so. This is clear. Here they have taken it as a 3 down to 0. The same thing we will be taking it as what now? 31 down to 0. Here both input A as well as input B. Select lines we are taken 2 down to 0, that means 3 select lines. Here they are taken 4 select lines. Output we are taken 32 bit. Why 32 bit? If you can observe, if you will go to we'll jump to the code later, there you will be observing that the output will be 32 bits, 33 bits, whereas input would be 32 bits. Okay, so you'll see that in the this thing experiment. So before moving into that, we'll just have a look at your block, your truth table. So this is how your truth table would look now. Say for example, if it is 0 0, then you should perform addition. So selection input here is nothing but your opcode. So based on the opcode, we will be selecting the operation which is to be performed. Like say for example, if it is 110, then it's a negation of A or inversion of your one of the inputs. In such manner, you can give any operation for any opcode. Whatever the opcode may be, based on that you can give any operation. Fine. So let us directly jump into your code. So this is how your code will look. I'll just zoom it up so that it's visible. Okay. So again, starting from the first step, time scale. So time scale, you guys already know, it is nothing but it could be given either in the form of nanoseconds or in the form of microseconds. Okay. So the opcode is done. Next thing is your module. So module, so name of the module, we are given ALU. Then followed by that, we need to specify our inputs and outputs. So our inputs are what now? Opcode A and B. Outputs are nothing but your out, enable, and done. Okay. So one more important thing, friends. Enable is an input, not an output. Why? Because enable will tell us whether the ALU has been enabled or whether it has not been enabled. Fine. So opcode, as we are speaking, it is 3 bits. So there. Input, as we are speaking, it is a 32 bits. That's why it is 31 down to 0. But when you see your output, it is 33 bits because we'll be performing various operations such as addition, multiplication, and so on. So there is a possibility that there is a chance that a carry might get generated. So when a carry gets generated, you would require an extra bit to store that carry. That's why we are taken here 33 bits, which is 32 down to 0. Next, enable, and finally your output. Okay. So since we are writing our code in the behavioral description, it becomes important for us to use 2 important keywords, which are nothing but your register and your always. Okay. So based on that, you will be doing either your register or you will be using your always. Okay. So you need to specify both these codes. So always add, so this is the sensitivity list based on which you will be performing your operations. So always add your various inputs. Then we'll start now. So if the enable is high, then only you will be performing all these operations. If the enable is low, then you will not be performing any of the operations. So remember here, friends, if this enable is high, we'll be performing this operation. Else, we'll be giving your output to high impedance, which is or unknown state, which is X. Okay. So since it is 33 down to 0, or since it is 33 bits, our output, therefore it becomes very much essential to write 33 X's. Okay. So that's why I written here 33X. Now let us get back now. Let us assume your enable is high, and based on your opcode, we will be performing your operation. So that's why inside the case, we have written your opcode. So if the opcode is 1, you will be performing the subtraction. If the opcode is 1, 0, you will be incrementing your 1. If the opcode is 1, 1, you will be decrementing your 1. Fine. So based on that, so if the opcode is 4, we will be just applying the A as it is, like a buffer. Okay. So based on your opcode, we will be performing such n number of operations. Finally, they have told us in the third case, in the third point, if you observe here in the third point, they have told us that you should send an acknowledgement signal after every operation is completed. That's why in the code we have used an acknowledgement signal, which is nothing but your done. So done acts like an acknowledgement signal. Okay. So the process to execution would remain the same, nothing new here in this side. So directly I will be simulating the model so that we can see the output. Okay, so I executed. We will be pressing this fit to screen. So once you press this fit to screen, you can observe here. So the first input is what the enable is high. So therefore, you can see here based on the output it is 0, 0. So even input is 0, 0. You can see the output as your corresponding output. Okay. So if you want, you can just drag this out. So the output is very much clear. So you can see here, this is my input, this is my output. Next, you have this corresponding output. So in this fashion, for all your various inputs, you will be seeing the outputs based on the select line, which is your opcode. Okay. So you can also see it done. It is telling us that your output is working. Okay. Finally, when your enable goes low, then we have also shown that condition. If the enable is low, you can see all the outputs as high impedance. Here you can observe the output. That is all the 33 or all 32 ones. Sorry, high impedance, which is unknown. Okay. So pretty simple code, friends. Nothing much here. If you know easy. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can just buzz us. You can just message me up. Thank you for watching. Again, we'll meet up in the next video of your lab. Thank you.